Rianna, when you think about what she did last weekend in Lisbon and to come out there this evening and to put in a captain's performance, does it show just how reliant we are on Katie McCabe?
I think you'd expect nothing less from her. I think she spoke about it herself. Obviously, they had the celebrations. It was a great win. But as soon as she came into camp, it was time to focus. And there was only one task at hand, and that was getting the 3 points tonight. And although it wasn't pretty, and she summed it up perfectly, I think, in the first half of that interview with Tony, that they were sloppy. They didn't move the ball quick enough. They didn't move Turkey quick enough. And then obviously we were fortunate with the own goal that kind of got the ball rolling then.
Niamh, she also made the point as well that Carla's asking them to do quite a lot, and we know that there's been a formation change. Is it too much altogether, do you think?
I think it takes time, obviously, to bed in a new manager's philosophy and style of play. I don't think a 4-3-3 is anything like groundbreaking in terms of what the girls need to play. I just think there's a lack of cohesion in terms of how they're trying to implement it. Didn't move the ball quick enough. And I think the biggest worry is the amount of chances we're giving up through our own sloppy play. I think that's the biggest cause for concern. You can talk about systems, but it's really just taking care of the ball when there's absolutely no pressure on us, and all the chances that we have given up are from our own kind of errors and mistakes.
Rianna, with that in mind, are we going away from what we're really good at, which was being really solid defensively and then hoping that we might get a goal at some stage along the way?
I think that when you're trying to play more expansive football and you're trying to be more dominant in possession, you are going to move away from that slightly. And I think, as Niamh said, it's the issues that we're causing ourselves is the areas that we're turning over the ball. So I think it's more individual areas than a system error. I think that when we've set up previously, our main aim and our first point of call was to be compact defensively, was to limit the space in between the lines and force them into wider areas and force them into mistakes. Whereas it's hard to do that when you're in possession and you've got players in advance, or you've got players that are trying to pick up pockets in between the opposition lines. As soon as you lose the ball, then naturally players are out of position already, and that's where Turkey got success, and that's where the spaces were forming.
But Niamh, we do need to point out the level of opposition when we look at Turkey and where they are so far down the world rankings, 32 places behind Ireland. Was it difficult to see Ireland struggle so much against a team like Turkey?
Yeah, it's not great viewing, because obviously, given the rankings, we should be easily beating these teams. But I think overall, in general, international football has improved, and lower ranked teams are shown, if they're organised, they're compact, and they have the quality like Turkey have today to hurt you. It can become a difficult game if your standards aren't at the level that they need to be. If you don't take care of the basics, if you don't have the right mentality in terms of moving the ball quickly and punishing teams, and first of all not giving away sloppy mistakes. I think if you have all the fundamentals right, it can become a much easier game than what we're actually making it out to be at the minute.
Katie also gave Carla a lot of credit as well for the changes that she made. Katie pushed up more and we got a lot more attacking players on the pitch. But should we have started out like that, Rianna?
It's hard to say. I think obviously we spoke about Abby Larkin before the game. We spoke about Amber and the goals that she scored in the campaign so far. I think notably in Carla's interview before the game, she spoke about how Ciara Carusa had lack of minutes and how it was a toss-up probably between Saoirse Noonan and Amber Barrett. But I think that's why you have a squad. That's why you want your attacking players, and that's their job to do. If they're not in the starting 11, you need them to make an impact from the get-go when they come on the pitch. Obviously, we speak about it all the time. We want Katie higher up, but we just don't have that luxury at the minute. And although it worked towards the end, as I said, that's what you want from your centre forward. I think Saoirse Noonan would have been itching to get on that pitch and probably would be happy with the performance she showed. And the same with Ciara Carusa. As I said, she's had a lack of minutes at club level due to injury, so she would have been itching to get out there and show what she can do again as well.
But Niamh, are these kind of games not the ones where we should be trying to start better and start more on the front foot and have more of those attacking players in the pitch and Katie up higher?
Yeah, you could argue that as well in terms of who you're going to put out, but I think circumstances didn't allow Ciara Carusa to start the game. Saoirse Noonan has just come back into the squad after a long period out, so probably maybe in training, maybe not pushing enough to warrant a starting place. But I think, as Rianna's mentioned, the depth in the squad is hugely important, and fair play to the girls and Megan Campbell. They've come on and changed the game really in terms of an attacking phase.
I'll jump in on that, and I think we've seen it earlier on in the campaign, probably the first Slovenia game, where the setup was more like she was probably trying to get more players on the pitch and not particularly having them in the right positions, and we were caught out on that, and that's why we're in the situation that we're in, having to go in and score 4 goals now going into the final game. So I think there has to be a balance in such. You can't just have full-on attacking players and hope that having all them in the right areas is going to work.